Right?
Fine, I did. So good.
The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
By tomorrow, I will rule the world!
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
Well, I must have not been paying attention when you were just talking to me. Do you think that you could repeat the question? And I listen more.
She's so goddamn cute, it's ridiculous.
There must have been
I try.
in all of that nothing that wasn't quite so easy to see.
I have no voice for the bop-up-buzz today, so we're gonna...
I'll bop for you.
We'll forego that, unless you want to.
Oh, I mean, I always want to. I love singing along.
Very good.
Paying attention when you were busy slamming the door. I guess the things that pass for affection ain't the same as they were before. There must have been something in all of that.
We gotta get Ken to the bash.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta get Ken to the bash. You'll never have a better time.
Okay.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Don't mind just a little. It's driving me out of my mind. Oh, 'cause you
So now I'm getting my energy back. It's Mel. It's Mel that does it
No,
every
how
time.
can you not?
something that's hollow I can climb inside. It's a lifetime movie of the weeks.
All right, I want to hear bop-up-buzz out of everybody.
Here it comes. Ba, 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 ba. That was beautiful.
Not on my end.
That was a great harmony,
I did
everybody.
a horrible bop-up-buzz.
I wasn't talking about you. It was everyone else.
I only care about me.
All right, we bop-bod. What are we doing
bop-bod.
now?
All right, I guess we'll start the show.
All right, let's go.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name's Tom Duggan here at the Paying Attention Podcast. Hi atop Two Guys Smoke Shop at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. We've got an interesting guest with us today, but before we get to the guest, I got a couple of things we've got to get to. We've got to announce. We've got to do some things. We want to thank, obviously, we want to thank our sponsors. We'll do that first, right? Because they're the ones helping us pay the bills here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a podcast, right?
Right.
We want to thank McLennan Real Estate, Century 21 in Methuen. I know we keep saying we're going to have Matt on, but we keep getting booked. So we're going to try and squeeze him in before the bash, but if we can't get him in before the bash, we'll do it after the bash. AFC Urgent Care. I know Lisa's been calling me to come back on the show. And again, because of the bash, we're really, really tight. So for those of you who are trying to get in, normally I only book the show like 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And right now we're booked out through the bash. I think we're booked up right through April 8th. So,
Nice.
so that's pretty good. Marsan and Son Construction. We love Ronnie Marsan. And one of the things we love about Ronnie Marsan, if you need construction done, is that every year on Veterans Day, he pays for breakfast at Country Kitchen in Methuen for any veteran that comes in. Anybody comes in and says, I'm a veteran, he pays for their dinner. So I went there at like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning because that's the earliest you're ever going to see me anyway. And he had been doing it since 7 a.m., and I walked in, and the place was packed. It was just packed. I was like, dude, you're going to have to take a remortgage on your house when this is done. He goes, I do this every year, and I love doing it because I love the veterans, and I appreciate what they do. So if you're going to give your business to anybody, give it to somebody who's a good person, like Ronnie Marsan. So if you need construction done, call Ronnie Marsan, find him on Facebook, call me, I'll give you his number. EIS, Investigation and Gun Training, where I always recommend that you go to get your gun training. If you're going to get gun certified, if you're looking to get a concealed carry, you need to be talking to them. Tomo and Happy Crab, the best food in the Merrimack Valley by far. We're at Tomo's at least once a week. Have you been to Tomo's yet?
I've
Down
not
the
been to
street, you gotta
Tomo's.
go. It's one of those hibachi
good.
things, you
Oh,
know, they do
love
with
it.
the thing and the getting ashes everywhere. It's starting to look like my office now.
Get the Emperor's special.
Who else? We have Borelli's Deli, the best hot sausages in the world.
Have
And-
been to Borelli's.
Hey, you have?
Chicken
So
parm sub.
You want to go in and you want to ask for the Valley Patriot hot sausage. Because I went in one day and I got their sausage and I said, don't you have hot sausage? And he's like, well, a lot of people don't really buy it, but I'll make it for you. So I announced that I was going for hot sausages after the show, and I got like 10 phone calls from people going, I didn't know you had hot sausages. I'll come in for that. So now you go in, you ask for the Valley Patriot hot sausages, they'll have it ready for you. Who else do you have? Clear Path for Veterans New England. By the way, Clear Path for Veterans New England is going to be the recipient of half of the raffle money from our bash April 8th. We'll probably give them more. But right now we're going to say half because we don't know what's going to come in. Sullivan Insurance and Lazy River Products in Drake Cannabis, best cannabis around, I hear. And they do the pre-rolls. I don't know if you, for those of you who smoke, whether it's for medical reasons or whatever, but the pre-rolled is best because when you're smoking and you're on your second or third, right?
I wouldn't know, but
It's really hard. It's really hard to roll when you're on your
the
third.
coordination.
On your fourth, you can't do it anymore. I think that's why they invented bongs. Right, but if you go to Lazy River Products in Drake, they will give you pre-roll, and I hear that the product is really good too. I'm going to go there for some strawberry because I use it for medical reasons sometimes, not often, but I do. Also, and who else did we have? I had one more person I wanted to mention here. Was my notes? We want to thank the NAM Knights. The NAM Knights took a bronze $250 sponsorship to the bash. We appreciate them, and what we appreciate more is that veterans are free for this event. Any event the Valley Patriot does, if you're a veteran or active duty military, it's free. So these guys could have come for free anyway, and they decided to sponsor us, which is great because that money was going to go to some great charities that night. We haven't told Carrie Weiland. I know she doesn't watch the show, so I don't mind saying this. We haven't told Carrie Weiland, but we got an award for Carrie Weiland from House of Mercy. Oh, okay. So I told her, you have to be in the room, and I must have said it to her like 100 times.
Yeah.
Your presence is required. I'm not asking you to come. I'm telling you have to come.
You have to come.
So whenever I tell somebody they have to come to the bash, you got to know that you're probably going to leave with something good. What else do we have? The Valley Patriot is on the streets. We've got we're short one driver, so we don't have any papers out in Newburyport and Salisbury just yet. But I'm working on getting somebody up there today or tomorrow. Let's see, what else do we have? The Comedy Night. We have a Comedy Night coming up right here at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. It's going to be, we haven't decided on how much we're going to charge to get in. It's going to be like 10 or $15. It's going to be cheap. The money's going to go to our scholarships, and each comedian's going to come up, and they're going to do their set for a specific kid. So, like, Eric Spagnoli's going to come up. He's going to do maybe a 10-minute set. And we'll have a Venmo number at the bottom where you can donate to the scholarship kid that he chooses. So if, let's say he chooses the ROTC kid from Lawrence High School that we're going to give a scholarship to, we'll have the kid's picture, and we'll have the Venmo number or the PayPal number at the bottom that you can donate. And the best part about that is if you're not watching it live, it will stay up online. So people who catch it later on will still be able to donate. We'll leave all those Venmo, PayPal stuff active. What else do we have? And Poker Night on the 24th, which is my birthday, so I should probably win. You guys should let me win. We're going to play Texas Hold'em, trying to get as many people as we can, but we'd like to have at least 3 tables. It's $50 to buy in. There will be rebuys. The winner gets half the money. The other half of the money goes into the scholarships. And I think the first night we do, it's going to go into the Michelle Benedetti Memorial Scholarship for a Haverhill, learn how to talk, Tom, it's called words, for the Haverhill High School Scholarship. So we're doing 6 scholarships. Lawrence High School Junior ROTC, the Communication Scholarship from Methuen High School for kid going into communication, sponsored by Dave Graffel here at Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. The Greater Lawrence Vocational Scholarship, Whittier Tech Scholarship, the Dan Cody Memorial Scholarship, and who did I leave out? Lawrence, Methuen, North Andover. I don't know. We missed somebody, but we'll get it sometime throughout the night. So sitting to my left, we've got a guest in today. He's a new business person, and I always like when new business people start up, especially if they open a business in Lawrence, because that's a tough environment to have a business in, right? So I wanted Ken. How do you say your last name, Ken?
Michienzi.
Ken Michienzi from Merrimack Companies. He sells basically the word we use is swag, right? It's hats and T-shirts and mugs and stuff to put your company logo on, or if you're having, a lot of. I was at a wedding one day, and they were giving them kind of like these little coffee mugs that they were like serving people in that had the picture of the bride and the groom, and it had like their name with the date on it and stuff. And I was like, where do you go to get something like that? I wouldn't even know where to look. Now we know. They go to Merrimack River Companies, and Ken can take care of them. Tell me a little bit about your company, and then why did you move to Lawrence? Like, you could have moved to a lot of different places, but you chose to come to Lawrence and give to the community. Why?
Sure. So I was born in Lawrence, grew up in Methuen, spent a decade kind of living around, but came back to Lawrence, wanted to be part of the Merrimack Valley. Again, community is something that's really important to me. And knowing that I was going to start a sustainable apparel company, Lawrence seemed to make sense. I mean, Lawrence is the original textile manufacturers here in the United States, between Lowell, Lawrence, the Merrimack Valley. So I love the idea of coming in and building on that history of textile manufacturing, but with a modern twist, with a focus on eco-friendly, eco-responsible materials.
So you're one of these eco guys.
I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Listen, if they're going to run around crying about global warming, you might as well make some money on it. That's what I say. Right?
Yeah.
Even if you don't believe in global warming, at least you're making some money, you're contributing to the community.
And absolutely, make money, contribute it to the community, and I think it's a better way of doing things. More efficient, less water usage, less resources. So regardless of where you sit in the political aisle, or whether you're standing in the back
Right.
idly,
Which usually me.
Yeah, standing in the back. Yeah. I think it makes more sense.
So now you've got you gave me this nice hat. Thank you very much, because I'm a hat guy, because I'm bald. So Merrimack Company. So when you purchase products in order to make your product.
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy them all locally? Are they all like eco-friendly? Do they biodegradable? All that stuff?
We've got a few different options. So we try to stay local as much as possible. Where I'm just starting out, I don't have enough clout to bend the supply chain to my will. So sometimes we're going overseas. But as much as we can be local, we are. One of our main suppliers is U.S. based, but they're all eco-friendly. More responsible materials. So that hat you've got there is 100% organic cotton, and then the back mesh is recycled polyester, so made from recycled plastic water bottles.
So what is organic cotton?
Yes. Organic.
Like I want to educate people, because a lot of people
Absolutely.
don't. We hear these words. Nobody ever bothers to say, what does that mean? And that's the whole point of this show, is to ask people, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I love that. So the main difference with organic cotton is it's not covered in pesticides and toxic chemicals. Cotton can be kind of hard to grow. What a lot of folks don't realize or recognize is that cotton is a really dirty crop, arguably dirtier than a lot of coals. And it's covered in pesticides and other toxic chemicals to kill off bugs and help it grow. Yeah, so when we're throwing on our cotton shirts, we're throwing that onto our body as well. Organic is without any of the pesticides and toxicity of those of traditional cotton. And you'll hear me probably say, as the interview goes on, traditional cotton versus organic cotton. So organic cotton, none of the harmful pesticides.
So you've moved. You moved back to the valley, right?
Yes.
I heard you were traveling all over the world. What was going on there?
A lot of different things. I was moving around a lot for work, so kind of bounced around New York, San Francisco, Oakland. Took a break to pursue music. Music has always been a passion of mine.
What do you play?
I play guitar and percussion, so drums. So I toured with my girlfriend at the time. After I left Silicon Valley, we sold off all our possessions, bought an RV, and spent a year touring around the country.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I always said when I retire, I'd love to get an RV and just tour the country.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, you know what RV stands for?
Recreational vehicle?
Repair vigorously. That's what all the guys would say.
Thought I had that one right.
Yeah.
Survey said.
That's what all the guys in the shop would say. And so it was a great trip. Lots of highs, lots of lows. A lot of maintenance for sure. And so after the RV trip, settled in Nashville for a bit to do the music with my partner at the time. And then recently...
Were you doing country stuff or
no? No. It was her music. I was just accompanying. But it was more R&B, soul, jazz kind of stuff. Some were like Alicia Keys.
We've got to hook you up with Mark Roberge. He's the founding member and the drummer for the band Prospect Hill.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they made it huge. And now Mark, he opened up a studio in Waltham and he opened up a studio in Lawrence and promotes local artists. Like now that they've made it big, he opened up a studio so they can come in. They shoot all of the artists' music videos. I think he did Godsmack's latest video.
Okay.
But he also he does big people because he's in that industry. But he also is helping local people, local artists come in, kind of coach them a little bit, things to do, things not to do. And we should hook you up with him because not only Prospect Hill needs somebody to buy their swag from, but all these artists at Mark. So we got to get these guys on. Like either we get the two of you out for a drink together or get you both on the show. That's what we really need to do.
That sounds great.
So we got you through Frank Can.
Yes.
And anybody who's a friend of Frank Can's is a friend of mine. So when Frank said, I got a friend, I want you to come on the show, I didn't even know what it was that you did. I said yes. Because whatever it is, because he does so much for the community that whenever someone like that makes an ask, it's impossible to say no. I don't care what the guy asked me for. So stand on your head and recite poetry. I'm doing it because
give it a shot.
Because he's like I was talking about Ronnie Marsan. He's the kind of guy that gives back to the community. And he gives a lot. And a lot of times, most times, doesn't want his name in the paper, doesn't, whenever I go over and say, hey, I want to do a story about that, he's like, no. So anytime a guy like Frank, how did you meet Frank?
So Frank is a longtime family friend. So we grew up together. He's known me since I was a baby. Our families were friends. Actually, Frank's father was the one who first taught me guitar.
Oh, no kidding.
At 8 years old,
No kidding.
Frank Sr. Started giving me guitar lessons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, small world, though.
Yeah, so we go way back, and then you lose touch a little bit over the years. But when I came back to Merrimack, to the Merrimack Valley, reached out to Frank, particularly because he is so involved in the community with his businesses, and that's ultimately where I want to be as well. Very involved.
Did he rope you into the Exchange Club yet?
He has, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because you need to be in the Exchange Club in Lawrence.
Sent me a bunch of invites.
I was on the Exchange Club in Methuen
introductions.
because we deliver in Methuen, so they considered us a Methuen business. And it was okay, right? Like, it was good. But I look at what the Lawrence Exchange Club does every year, and it far surpasses any other exchange club I've been involved in. They do so much, and they actually do work. Like, they're business owners that actually get together when there are no meetings. And they actually sit down and go, hey, we have this family that needs some food for Thanksgiving. How can we help them out? And they never crow about it. They never say, look what we did. So we love the Lawrence Exchange Club. I know that they're having an event the night before the poker night on the 23rd at China Blossom. I know they're having their Police Officer of the Year award. You should go. Best event of the year. The police chiefs get up and they talk about the one or two cops that are getting the award. Talk about what they've done, their bravery, all that. It's pretty interesting stuff. So when you came back to Lawrence and decided to give back to the community, you picked a charity to help that is very near and dear to the hearts of the paying attention audience, and that's Rocky Morrison's Clean River Project, and he does amazing work. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I came back. I knew. So the Merrimack Company was really founded on three principles, three main tenets, and it's community, nature, and adventure. And so I was really looking to figure out how I could blend the three of those together. Knew I wanted to give back to the community. Knew I wanted to have a focus on environmentalism or taking care of our community. And so as I started doing more research and saying who's doing the work here, I want to partner with who's doing the work. I found Rocky through
he
web
certainly
searches.
does the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's out there. He's doing it. They're doing great work. And so I reached out and said, hey, this is what's happening. This is the Merrimack Company. This is what I'm about. Told them about the apparel business. And we definitely have plans to continue to grow beyond apparel as well. Got to start somewhere.
Do you like keychains and trinkets and stuff like that?
So right now we do mostly what's available on the website, and a couple different things. So I've got my hoodie and my hat today. We've got beanies coming. Real excited about yoga pants that are coming soon, made from, again,
God bless you,
melted down water bottles. So super excited for those. I think those will be a really
God
great
bless
one.
you. Sell as
Everyone-
many of those those yoga pants as you possibly can. The best invention since the remote control, and that's just coming from a guy who likes looking at them.
Everybody loves yoga pants.
Right, right.
And ladies, they'll have pockets.
no
Which,
kidding.
yeah, it's big. I was told that they needed to have pockets. They've
very
got
important.
pockets.
Excellent. I think this
So-
guy's going to be a million.
Thank you.
A year from now, we're going to be inviting him on and asking him how he paid for that $1 million mansion in Andover that he just bought. So we love Rocky Morrison because he's very controversial, and I like controversy because he goes to the different mayors, the different city councilors, and says, "Hey, what are you doing to help the river? Why don't you guys kick in a little bit?" And when they say no, he calls me and I write a story and I shame them. And then usually within a couple of weeks, Rocky gets a phone call and he gets something out of it. At least gets something out of it. And he does amazing work. I was there when he pulled his, I think, 150th car out of the river.
Yeah.
And when he told me this is number 150, and I think I got that right. I think it was 150. It was like 2 or 3 summers ago. I'm like, you've pulled 150. Like, you don't think that there'd be that many cars in the Lawrence stretch of that Merrimack River. He said, you wouldn't believe how many more things are down there. It's unbelievable. And, I know he's looking to raise money to get a skimmer. I don't know if he's gotten it yet. But the last thing I saw from him on Facebook a few months ago, he's looking to raise money to get a skimmer so that, like, when he's going up and down the river, it actually pulls the garbage out and like skims the top of the water and pulls whatever garbage. So we're happy that you're doing that for sure.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's doing great work. We went over. I spent some time chatting with him. He showed me around his property and some of it. He's got like what he has pulled out and his team has pulled out from the river. The different lots of bikes, lots of cars, lots of needles. So again, we really wanted to partner with someone who was doing the work.
Right.
Because again, I think regardless of where we sit in the political aisle, who doesn't want a cleaner river?
Right. Well, unfortunately, there's a couple of communities that really don't care. It's true. I mean, it's controversial to say, but it's just true. I know that when he went to Methuen, they didn't really help him out. And he was like, hey, look, you've got the boat ramp here in Methuen. You got people from Methuen who actually utilize the river, who boat on it, who swim in it or whatever, and you guys aren't kicking in. And he put it right to them. And I love that because so many people are afraid to buck power. But when you're doing something good, I think it's important to buck power and say, hey, wait a minute. You guys, whoever you are, all get elected. You all promise to help the community. And then you get in and you get an opportunity to help the river. Who doesn't want clean water? And you're not doing anything. I know Lawrence is, but I know a lot of them aren't. So
yeah, and I think there are different avenues to go about it, right? And the political aspect through our elected officials, and hopefully they're listening to our voices. But also you have the opportunity to support companies who are reinvesting back into the community. The power of the dollar goes a long way.
maybe we should put Rocky. I haven't thought about this, but maybe we should put Rocky on the Bash recipient list when we're giving donations at the Bash. If you remind me, I'll put that on my list of things to discuss with the committee because everything's got to go through the committee now because this Bash thing that we do, it's a charity Bash. We do it every year. We haven't had it the last 2 years because of COVID. We get between 500 and 700 people coming to this thing. So we do raffles. We give scholarships. We also give awards to police, firefighters, and veterans. And, of course, veterans are free. We want the veterans to come and enjoy the night. Salvatore's Restaurant donates the food. DJ Rick Valenti gives us his DJ services for free. So everything that people donate, we have almost no cost. So even like the awards themselves, we go to Henry's Jewelry and Awards on Essex Street, and they charge us their cost. So we pay for like their materials, which is almost nothing. But otherwise, almost everything, like 99% of everything that gets donated will go to something that night.
I'd love to donate a hoodie or something.
Oh, yeah.
We can chat
that'd
about
be great.
that. Yeah.
We're happy to raffle off whatever you want to donate. But what we want more is we want you to come because it's also a great networking opportunity because we have this little newspaper, the Valley Patriot here, and we have about 22 advertisers. They don't all know each other. The readers don't know the delivery drivers. The delivery drivers don't know the writers because now, like, there's no newsroom anymore. It's not like the old days, right? Everybody emails their column in. So the columnists and the writers don't know each other, and they don't know the advertisers. The advertisers don't know them. So the Bash is an opportunity where everybody can kind of like get to know each other. They come in, and there's a lot of business gets done in that room. We had Joe Zingales from Remax in one year with John Mulligan, who does mortgages, and they happen to be sitting at the same table. Well, you can figure out how that worked out, right? Real estate guy and a mortgage guy, they've been doing business ever since.
friends.
And that was and for like the last 10 years, they've been doing, and they're both making money off each other, which is great. Because we want this to be an event that helps the community and helps the people that give to the community. So we'd love to have you there, at least come have a dinner and enjoy the night. We get comedians and stuff like that. And, we'll
Sounds great.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah.
You'll have a good. Do you have a girlfriend?
Not at the moment.
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
You just
You're
come.
gonna
We'll
hook up.
we'll put you at Frank Can's table. You'll do just fine. You'll do just fine. And come to the after parties too. You're always welcome to do that. So you came to Lawrence and you set up your business. When did you do that?
I moved back late August, early September.
So with all the COVID stuff and all the lockdowns and everything else, you're now opening a bit. A lot of people are closing. You're opening a business.
Yeah, and
how did that work?
Well, we're e-commerce for now, so no storefront. But
So this isn't a place you can kind of go and look at the...
Not at the moment.
Okay.
That's longer term goal. We will have a pop-up store over at Spigot River Brewery on Friday, March 5th.
We love those guys. We tried to get them in, but we couldn't get them in. But we love those guys.
Yeah, I love them over there too.
Yeah.
So
It's a great little place, too.
Yeah, right across the street from me. So we're going to be there doing a pop-up store.
Okay.
So come on by. You'll be able to see the stuff in person before
Let us
you order
know.
it.
We'll promote it beforehand, and then we'll come and we'll go live while you're there.
Perfect.
Right? As long as it's
Okay.
not like something insane like 9 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Yeah.
not up that.
I'm not, yeah.
I'm with you. I traveled as a musician for over.
So you understand, right? I go to bed at 4 a.m., so you're not going to see me before 11 on just about any day.
Okay, perfect. We're on a similar schedule,
Right.
then, perfect.
So with all the businesses closing, what made you want to open a business?
I
mean, it's such a risk to open a business. Before COVID, it was such a risk to open a business. 90% of all first businesses fail.
Yeah.
And now after COVID, while all this is going on, you bravely went in and said, no, we're going to open a business.
Bravely, stupidly.
I don't know. It depends on how it works out, right?
Yeah. No, the long and short of it is I've wanted to do my own thing for quite some time. And as I mentioned, I had done the kind of corporate thing, worked in the tech center out in Silicon Valley for a while. And it was just time. I think when I got back from the RV trip, it really instilled in me my community, nature, and adventure. All three of those things came together. And I think COVID made a lot of people reassess, where they're at and what you're doing with your life. And similarly, I really started to reassess and think about what I wanted to do and the lifestyle I wanted to create and wanting to give back more to community. And this was the avenue that I saw where I could do that.
So I'm going to ask you a political question, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I was instructed not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, maybe I'll take the political route and dodge the question.
That's okay.
We'll see.
So do you believe in global warming?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask is I don't, but it doesn't matter, right? Because I care about the environment. I don't believe in man-made global warming. Some people do. I respect people who have a different opinion. But I bring it up because people like me who don't necessarily believe in man-made global warming is going to destroy the earth and all the predictions that we hear still want clean air. We still want clean water. We still want companies to pay if they dump somewhere illegally. We still want our rivers and streams cleaned up. We want companies to be responsible. So whether you're someone at home who is a regular viewer or listener, we get far more listeners than viewers, which I like. But if you're one of those people who doesn't necessarily believe in global warming, helping the environment is still important to them, and it's still important to me. And so I think these are great products because, again, whether you believe in global warming or not, you're helping the environment by buying something that's biodegradable, by buying something that's eco-friendly. All of those things are usually catchwords, political catchwords for people that are in the global warming camp. But it shouldn't be.
Right.
It shouldn't be because we all want our environment to be better. We all want to, clean up our neighborhoods and our forests and our rivers and the air, right?
100%. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I do what we do. That's why I'm here talking about it, because I fully agree with you. It doesn't matter where we sit on the political aisle, or again, if we're just standing in the back, not involved at all. This is our home. This is our community. Just like you would take care of your house and not throw garbage all around your, hopefully, right? Like throw garbage all around your house. We take care of our home.
So it's merrimackco.com, merrimackcompany.com, merrimackco.com if you want to order a product. And Chrissy pulled up some pictures earlier showing you what some of those products are. And I think this is something that every company needs. I know that I'm going to be ordering some stuff for you. What's the turnaround time? If somebody orders something from you, what's the average turnaround time?
Yeah, well, it depends. So we got essentially two main lines of business. One, the first is what you're looking at right now. It's lifestyle brand. It's my brand, Merrimack Company, and you can buy the Merrimack Company branded stuff. Also, for companies in the area, we're looking to help support you. So whether you want employee swag, stuff for your employees, stuff for your customers to sell in your store, ultimately we could do that too. Depends on the order, depends on the size. But let's
Is it all
let's
clothing,
talk.
or you have like mugs and cups?
We could do mugs and cups too.
Okay.
If you were so inclined. Most of it is the apparel right now. That's the focus. That's where my main suppliers are set up. But I'm happy to have any conversation, and if we can help, any way in which we can help folks make more environmentally responsible choices, I'm on board. So turnaround time. It depends on how quickly I can get into production queue and how much we've got going on. But
average? Is it like a week, 2 weeks?
I would say I'll give us upwards of a month.
Okay.
Maybe. Again, for regular stuff, I'll have that to you in a couple days.
Okay.
And then depending on what you order for your company.
I'm thinking of ordering some Valley Patriot stuff for the bash that we can either raffle off or just give to people who are coming in. And I'm looking at your prices; they're pretty good. I mean, for a long sleeve cotton T-shirt, it's $44 with your logo on it. That's pretty good. And the Eco Blend T short sleeve T-shirt, $35, and the hat's $35. It's a little bit expensive on the for the hats, but I'm sure you give like a bulk discount, right? If somebody orders.
Yeah. I mean, the prices that you're looking at online are for retail prices. Someone places a larger order, that's going to look a bit different, for sure.
Right. Okay, that's awesome. So now that you've come back, what are your plans? What are your plans for this company and for the future? How are you moving forward?
Yeah. So right now, the main focus is getting the name out there. So hey, everybody.
Yep. Merrimack Company.
We're getting the name out there. Ultimately, want to grow. And then I'm certainly not short on vision for stuff I want to do. So we can talk short term, we can talk long term, but want to expand the product line, want to get involved with, beyond just general apparel, moving into other lifestyle brand options. I've got a 3-legged rescue dog at home. One of my really great friends is a dog photographer, so I want to have a line of eco-friendly dog products, whether it's
that will go. Anything pet related
totally.
is huge.
Yeah, and then give a portion of that back to the local MSPCA. So that'll probably be next after I expand the apparel.
Can I make a suggestion instead of the MSPCA, because they're a kill shelter? One tail at a time dog rescue.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of rescues, so I mean you can do what you want, it's your money. But my suggestion would be. They're in Boxford, so they're local, and they're all volunteers, and they're great kids. They actually go down to like North Carolina, Virginia.
Okay.
They'll say, to a kill shelter and say, give me the next 20 dogs that you're about to exterminate, and they will buy them with their own money, bring them back here, find foster families to take care of them while they're finding people to adopt them.
Okay.
And it's a very big, it's a good screening process too. They don't just give a dog to anybody.
Sure.
But we haven't given them a free plug on the show for a while. But since we're doing plugs today, One Tail at a Time Dog Rescue is a organization I've been tied into probably for about 15 years.
Okay.
And they're great.
Cool.
They're really good. So if anybody out there is interested, if you're looking to adopt a dog, that's where you need to go. One Tail at a Time. If you're looking to help a local dog rescue, you should be helping them. In fact, we've given them money from the bash numerous times.
Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. But yeah, definitely want to expand into a pet line.
Yeah.
And then
that's where you're going to make your millions, honestly.
Yeah.
Like anything pet related
industry
just
is
goes.
huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Then other like fitness equipment, I think there's a lot we can do. Like recycled yoga mats, things of that nature.
Like those water bottles everybody carries around.
Yeah, I've got one down here,
cool.
big fat one.
Yeah.
So yeah, more and more stuff. And then long term, would love to open up a retail store / factory here. I would love to reshore a lot of manufacturing. So things go really well down the line.
And you made another
bring things back
smart
here.
business decision. You opened up your place in Sal's Riverwalk, right? I mean, that's the place to be in the Merrimack Valley if you're going to open a business, because you got all those other businesses right there. I mean, you should send out a mailing to all of them and say, hey, because I'm with Sal's and you're with Sal's, we'll give you like a Sal's discount. In fact, we've got on the back page of the Valley Patriot every month, we have Salvatore's restaurant. That we give that to them for free because they're awesome, and Mike Agricola, who owns it, does a lot for the homeless. I'm a homeless advocate, and he gives a lot of food for us. He also does the bash for us for free every year. But we send this out to all the businesses at Salvatore's and say, because you're with Salvatore's, we'll give you a 10% discount on advertising.
Beautiful.
Which is awesome. So you'll actually get the 10% discount. You're going to be coming in with us, and we also need like a logo for the front. Right, so if you can give us just like an 8x10, unless you've already sent it, for the front. Next week we're going to start running that in the front, and we'll start including you in on the sponsorship for the words, Tom. For the podcast, yes. The show, podcast, whatever.
You know that thing that you do.
I know. Well,
The thing that we're currently doing.
You think 35 years in this business, I'd be able to talk better, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. So are you alone in this business? Do you have any partners? Do you have somebody else you want to say hi to? You have a lot of employees?
Sure. I've got a co-founder / business partner. His name's Jeremy. So we met back in the day working at Apple. And so we've...
Were you an Apple genius?
Yes. I never officially, but I did the work.
Right.
Yeah. So
now we know who to call when we have problems.
So not on that one though.
No.
No, I don't know anything about that one.
Okay.
But yeah, so we met, and so he's been a close friend ever since and business partner. When I told him about what I was doing, he said, how can I help? And so he's been attached at the hip, kind of coming along with me. So, yeah.
That's awesome. All right, well, we're like near the end of the show. Can you believe that? We've already burned like almost a whole show.
I know,
it's merrimackco.com if you want to order. I'm looking at the website now. You've only got a couple things up there, but you do have other products. So if people are interested, they should actually call you and ask, like, do you have this? Do you have that?
Yeah, send me an email, ken@merrimackco.com. Happy to discuss any of your needs. We're in conversation now with a couple local organizations and local businesses in terms of, again, employee swag or swag that they can make and then sell in their store.
And you put their logo on it. So they're not going to get something that says Merrimack Co. on it. They're going to have their logo.
We could do it a couple different ways. Yeah, their logo will be front and center for sure. And then we're open to co-branding. The tag will, of course, say Merrimack Co. because we're making the shirt. But yeah, and so we'll put your logo right on the front.
Sounds great. I think the Valley Patriots in. When are the yoga pants going to be ready?
They should be ready at the end of April.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, if I forget, you need to call me and let me know.
Okay.
Because I have at least 10 women that I know that would be happy to come in and buy some additional yoga pants.
I'll make a note.
I will mandate that they go buy it if I have to pay for it myself. All right. So we gotta wrap up the show. I appreciate Ken. Say your last name again for me,
Michienzi.
I almost had
You
it.
got it. You got it.
Almost had it. Ken Michienzi from Merrimack Co. Merrimack Companies in Lawrence. He's opened a business right after COVID while everybody else is going under. He's opening a business and he's trying to give back, and some of the money that he makes off of the products are going to go to Rocky Morrison's Clean River Project, and we love Rocky Morrison. We love the work that he does even more. And by the way, not just Rocky, but he's got a group of people that he works with that are fantastic. I know Cole Welch does a lot of work with him, and she's awesome. I don't know if you've met her yet, but she's great. So if you're looking for, if you're having a wedding, if you're having a bar mitzvah, if you're having an event, you want to have some kind of clothing line or cups or whatever it is that you want, give Ken a call, go to the website, let them know, send them an email, ask them what they have. He'd be more than happy to help you out. You can roll up Mel. We'll do the sponsors again. McLennan Real Estate, Century 21. We're going to squeeze Matt in one way or the other because we want him to sponsor the bash. I was just thinking about that. We got to get him before the bash so we can hit him up for a sponsorship. Because he never says no, but I hate to ask if I'm not giving anything first, right? AFC Urgent Care, Lisa and her husband are going to be on the show, I think, right after the bash. But they'll be at the bash. You'll be able to meet all these people at some point. Ronnie Marsan and Son Construction, Tomo and Happy Crab, Borelli's Deli. I wish I could say that I'm going to be there before 4 o'clock today, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to, but I'll be there by tomorrow. Clear Path for Veterans New England, Sullivan Insurance, Lazy River Products in Drake-It, and we had a free shout-out for somebody here. I had it on my notes. The Nam Knights, want to thank the Nam Knights for doing a $250 bronze sponsorship to the Valley Patriot Bash, which is March 8th at the Firefighters Relief Inn. It's $40 in advance, $45 at the door. Veterans are free. Active duty military are free. We have a comedy night coming up March 25th, and our poker night, our first poker tournament, my birthday, February 24th. So I guess that's it. Elvin Taylor says you got to go home, so go home already.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.